Hello Internet, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon White version. In the last episode, we took on and defeated the gym leader of Nacrene City, Lenora. This time, we're going to be chasing after Team Plasma because they stole a bunch of bones. Well, actually they stole one bone specifically, but it was the most important bone because it was the skull. I mean, I guess you could argue the spine is more important, but I think protecting the brain is kind of a pretty important function for a bone. But anyway, this time, we are going to be doing that, but we're going to start by showing off this item that we got from Bianca. I'm going to start by registering it. You can register any item that you use frequently. You can also register like different menu options, but if you look at the bottom screen now, it tells us the general direction of any hidden items that are nearby. So we are standing on top of a hidden item now. There's an Ultra Ball here. I specifically saved getting this Ultra Ball until now because that's just the most convenient hidden item to show with this. But yeah, you can use this to pick up pretty much any hidden items around the world. This is a very good item to have registered. Just because it's something that you'll be using frequently enough. If you want to use a registered item or stop using a registered item, you just press the Y button. It's very simple. It doesn't look like there are any members of Team Plasma over here. I think I'd better stay here, though. Please head to Pinwheel Forest and search very carefully. That is our job, but I want to check up with everyone who is also doing their jobs, which includes Bianca and Sharon in the museum. Don't really ever see anybody check on them in here. I like how the Team Plasma music is just perpetually playing. So I can't battle the gym leader because of Team Plasma, huh? What a bother. Okay, buddy. I won't forgive those thieves. It's not really your place to forgive them. Lenora loves that skull. Okay, well, we better get it back then because I like Lenora. She's a fucking awesome gym leader. Her design was actually changed slightly in the anime between regions. This leads to Pinwheel Forest. If they manage to scuttle off into the forest, we might have trouble. Anyways, as I was saying, her design was changed in the anime to, like, change the placement of her apron between regions, which, it's just a weird change. Well, you see, there are two ways out of Pinwheel Forest, the road that goes straight and the path that winds through the woods. I will take the straight road after them. If they're not there, I'll block the exit. Would you please take the other way and check whether Team Plasma is hiding in there somewhere? You'll run into a lot of trainers, but it's basically a single path, so I'm sure you won't get lost. Come on, let's do this for Lenora's sake. Yeah, of course you're gonna make us go the long way. These kids have funny names. 1-2-1-2, keep time with each other, and 1-2 punch. We discuss what to do before a battle. You're gonna punch my Pokemon? You don't even have fighting types, you have 2 bug types, I think. Yeah, 2 Sawaddles. The only thing that's gonna be doing any punching here would be you. Whatever. Yeah, Mayo and May. I've heard the name May before, obviously, but never in my life have I heard of anybody being named Mayo. I'm just now realizing my team is actually really not put together for this forest. Sawaddle is going to be like the main Pokemon we encounter along the way here, and this is a bug grass type, which my team really is not that well equipped to deal with, especially since these things get Razor Leaf at a really early level. These things can take out Wilbur and George like it's nothing. Well, there goes Wilbur getting the attack boost from Metal Claw, but let's see how much it does. So Razor Leaf also has a higher crit rate. That could very well knock out George right here. It didn't, or Wilbur I mean, but it got close. Okay. So I guess I can just start, oh god. I forgot Metal Claw doesn't have a 100% hit rate. That's rough. There aren't that many double battles in the forest, which I guess is lucky, but still. If we run into a bunch of Sawaddles like this, then that's gonna be rough for George and Wilbur. Grasslisk, like, I mean, Grasslisk can handle it. It's not a good type matchup, but it's nothing Grasslisk can't handle. But it definitely is something that George and Wilbur can't handle. Luckily, there is that nurse right outside Pinwheel Forest if any of your Pokemon get beaten up. Okay, let's just scratch and tackle. By the way, I brought up how Snivy and Oshawott and Co. can't learn Work Up earlier. The reason I thought they could is because they actually can in future games. It's just in Black and White 1 that they can't. Which is a surprisingly common issue you'll see with this particular game in this series. There's a lot of moves that Pokemon get in later games that they just don't get here. Which is a little bit unfortunate. Like, there's a Pokemon later in the game whose Pokedex entry states that it can punch things with its fists on fire. That Pokemon does not learn Fire Punch in this game. So, yeah, I don't know. You stubborn brat! When I'm through with you, you won't be able to chase us anymore. What is with all of these people threatening, like, physical violence against me and my Pokemon? People don't usually do that in these games. There's one character in a future Pokemon game who, like, physically assaults a character. And that's, like, a shocking moment, because that doesn't happen a lot. Other than Pokemon Coliseum, which is it's just a bizarre game, so... I mean, I guess it's not really that surprising coming out of Coliseum, but it happens in a mainline game later on. And that's like a shocking moment to me in that game. I didn't realize how much people actually threaten physical violence in this game, because if I had, maybe it would have been less shocking. Took out that Sandile easily. Just a kid on an ego trip. That's a good Twitter bio. If you want to get it back, you're just gonna have to look for my associates. They aren't your friends. They're like, you can't even call them co-workers. They're your associates. That's nice. Okay, so there are some new encounters here, obviously, starting with Venipede. Venipede is a great early bug type. It's not good right away, but it gets good moves soon and evolves soon as well, although slightly later than its counterpart in this very same forest. It'll be fully evolved by level 30, and once it is fully evolved, it's a speedy sweeper. Unfortunately, it's only going to get bug, normal, and poison moves until its final evolution, but trust me, it's still really good. I considered it for my team, but decided against it because I'm getting so many of my other team members relatively soon already. There's also Sewaddle. Sewaddle is a great early game bug type. While its typing is rough, being one of the worst defensive typings with a 4x weakness to both fire and flying, it still has a great offensive typing as far as the same type attack bonus goes. It starts with Bug Bite and Razor Leaf, and it's already about to evolve as soon as you catch it. Plus, for its second evolution being a Friendship evolution, we're close to a point where you can make Friendship evolutions near instant anyway. If you want a bug type that's capable of hitting hard and fast, but probably not taking many hits, Sewaddle is a fantastic choice for your team. And Cottony. Cottony can appear here as well. Cottony is a great support grass-type Pokemon if you get it with Prankster. Prankster gives all status moves priority, like Tailwind, Cotton Guard, or the Powder moves, which is insane. Otherwise, though, it's not really great as an attacker. It can't do a lot of damage, and it gets better in later games. Whimsicott can also be found in Rustling Grass. That's the evolution of Cottony. Second verse, same as the first, except I recommend catching Whimsicott with even less because its access to moves is severely limited due to it being a stone evolution. And if you're playing White version, which, I mean, I am, you can find Petalil, which unfortunately I did not find, even though we do need to find one before we leave this forest, because there's a girl who wanted to trade a Petalil for a Cottony. Petalil is much, much better than Cottony. It's a sweeper that gets Quiver Dance and Petal Dance, which is a nasty combo, getting it a special attack and speed boost before allowing it to deal with any enemies it has an advantage against. It also gets Giga Drain early on, and it gets its ideal moveset even if you evolve it at level 27, which, believe me, is far better than Cottony can say. You can also catch Lilligant to the tall grass, but the fourth verse is same as the first two, but not the third, I guess. it's okay to catch Lilligant here, but again, you'd be better off just catching a Petalil because it gets its ideal moveset by level 27, and it can stand relatively decently enough on its own until then. That's all for the encounters here. We do need to run into a Petalil before leaving, but even if we don't on the way through this forest while we're fighting off all these Team Plasma Grunts to get the skull back, we'll just come back through later and get a Petalil if we don't on the way through on our first try. Luckily, Wilbur has Rock Smash, so we can deal with Purloins even more easily than normal. Same with Patrats. Wilbur's actually not a terrible lead here, honestly, just because so many of the Pokemon that Team Plasma Grunts use are actually weak against just types that Wilbur has access to already. Stop that. Wilbur, hit. Thank you. Gotta be honest, Wilbur has not been doing his very best since we got him here. My hunch is you're just sabotaging us because you're flat out jealous of our cool outfits. Yeah, it's true. Okay, I'm gonna disable the dowsing machine because it's getting very annoying. Maybe I'll get whatever hidden item is down there later. But okay, now I'm mixing up the X and Y buttons, so there's a real issue going on here. We just got the Big Root, which is a Pokemon held item that boosts the power of HP stealing moves to let the holder recover more HP. That is not correct. The in-game text is actually wrong here. It only increases HP restored from HP restoring moves, not the damage that they deal. So, I mean, Mega Drain isn't going to be doing more damage if your Pokemon is holding the Big Root. It's just going to get more HP back from it, which isn't bad, but I mean, it's an item that you'd only really want to give to a Pokemon that's already tanking and, like, tanking off of that type of move. What does this kid have? If his Pokemon's not interesting, I'm cutting out this battle. Venipede, that's kind of interesting, but it's just going to spam Protect, and that's just going to get annoying. Alright. It is also worth noting, I feel, that this is the first area in the game where you can encounter Pansage, Pansear, and Panpour. You can encounter them through Rustling Grass. So if you didn't get the elemental monkey you want from the Dream Yard, you could catch them here if you have enough patience to go through searching for them in the tall grass, but they all have an equal, like, they all have equal odds of appearing, and then there's also the chance that you run into Lilligant or Whimsicott, depending on the game you're playing. Plus, I think Audino can probably still appear here, although I'm not actually certain on that. And I actually don't think it can. I don't know why I said I think it can, I'm pretty sure it can. But, yeah. And let me guess, there's also going to be 3 Pokemon Rangers in here who have Pansage, Pansear, and Panpour respectively, because this lady has a Pansage, but not the other 2, which makes me believe that there are going to be other people who have the other 2. I am not going to let Wilbur face the humiliation of being defeated by a Pansage. I know this forest wants to kick the shit out of Wilbur, but I'm not going to let it happen like that. You and your Pokemon make a great team. I agree. For defeating Pokemon Rangers, they will reward you with a berry. This lady gave us Chesto Berry, which is great. This is the second trainer class we've seen that can do this. The first one was the Pokemon Breeders. I think if we go here, there's nothing. There's not even a hidden item here. I gotta see what's in the Rustling Grass. Panpour! We already have one! But I would be willing to bet money that this thing has a better nature than the one that we got at the Dream Yard. I would be willing to, but I'm not going to catch it because we already have one. I'm just going to defeat it and keep moving. Wasn't even good experience. That was actually pretty awful experience. Oh, and there's a ranger in here. Of course there is. Alright, next let our Pokemon fight. It depends on what your Pokemon is. If your Pokemon sucks, then I'm not going to let it fight. I'm going to knock it out in one hit. Panpour! I like Panpour! I also just destroyed one, and I'm going to do so again. Right now. Well, a sigh and this lovely gift for you. And she gives a Pecha Berry that restores poison. Much like an antidote. Except it can be held by a Pokemon that you expect to be poisoned for some reason. Chesto berries are really, like, Chesto and Lum berries are the only berries that you'll ever really give a Pokemon to hold. Maybe a Lepa berry in, like, a very specific situation where you have a, like, very limited use move. But yeah, I don't really see any situation where you have a Pokemon holding anything other than a Lum or a Chesto berry. I hear more rustling grass and I'm going to choose to ignore it for my own sanity. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm sorry for cutting out so many battles here, but, like, even at this point in the game, we're seeing a lot of repetitive teams, and this gets a lot better in this game in particular, where people are going to be using a lot of different Pokemon that you wouldn't expect to see normal trainers using in other games. I'm also going to switch George to the front because Wilbur's been in the front for a while now, but we're still at that point where trainers are using very predictable teams, where, like, there's Team Plasmogrunts who are using Purloin and Lillipup still. They're getting to the point where they're using more unique Pokemon like Sandile, but, I mean, as you can see with this guy, it's still largely just Patrat, Lillipup, Purloin, which can get pretty repetitive. I'm still trying to show, like, all the required battles. Like, I'm gonna keep this one in, even though it's just a Patrat, because, I mean, that's the stuff you can't skip. That's the stuff that's important to the journey, but, like, you don't want to see, like, 16 battles against no-named youngsters in, like, because that would not only be incredibly boring, but it would extend the length of the video to, like, 45 minutes per episode, and at that point, what am I even editing them for? Because I didn't used to edit my videos, and let me tell you, someone's about to die, and it's going to be Phil. I'm sorry, Phil. You are my designated bide taker. Wait. Did I not hit it when it started using bide because I started missing? Oh, that's funny. Phil gets experience because I feel a little bad. Our rules and your rules are different. We are just built different. Yep, I'm here to buy time. And if you don't step lively, we're going to get away. I'm stepping lively right now. I've never heard someone say step lively like that before, but I'm sure it's correct because this is not a series that's known for having weird localizations. Blend into the wilderness and talk to Pokemon with your heart. That is a ranger. Okay, I take back what I said about not having weird localizations. I learned today that there's actually a typo in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver when you show Professor Oak a completed Pokedex. He says, meeting you is something L will never forget in my life or something, because somehow they mistook a lowercase L for an uppercase I, which is understandable when you're reading, but when you're writing, or typing especially, that is not reasonable. That doesn't make any sense how you make that mistake. But I learned about it today and I think it's pretty funny. I've been learning a lot of obscure Pokemon facts, just because I think it's kind of funny to learn about mistakes in video games. Did you feel my wildness? No, I felt you lick my monkey and paralyze it. I'm sure you can fully utilize this. Pecha Berry, yeah, thanks, because you poisoned my Pokemon, not paralyzed it. Dude won't even give me the cure to the condition he actually inflicted. And I don't have any paralyzed heals. Oh wait, yes I do. I have a single one, actually. Use a potion too. 2 potions, I guess. Getting to the point where we're gonna have to start getting something better than potions, but better than super potions and cheaper than super potions too. Don't worry, there's something like that actually coming up. If we head down here instead of going the required way, there is a wild encounter that's going to take up multiple seconds to edit out. And another one too. Oh, actually no, we need this one. That's convenient, that we actually found a Petalil before leaving the forest. Okay, well, I should probably try to weaken it. Let's see if we can paralyze it. Nope. We can get put to sleep, though. That's wonderful. Maybe we've weakened it enough. We only have one Great Ball. I don't want to actually risk wasting that. Let's go to Grasslisk. Petalil can't really do much against it because powder moves don't affect grass-type Pokemon, and otherwise it's just going to be attacking with grass-type moves. Yeah. Petalil was another Pokemon I considered using on my team because there was a short time during planning for this Let's Play that I was planning on using Tepig. But... And, by the way, Panpour was still my option for a water type there. I wasn't going to use whatever ended up on my team as a monkey. Just to oh, god damn it, Grasslisk, really? Okay, well, I guess we aren't getting that Petalil. But, yeah, I was planning on using Petalil on the team for a short time, same as Tepig, and Panpour was a constant. There's a TM86 for Grass Knot. It's a special grass-type move that's damage depends on the weight of the target. Hello, Petalil. Back for more. Well, George is asleep. So... I can't even try to paralyze it, because then you'll Mega Drain George to death. Okay, it is just stacking up growths, which means Mega Drain is actually probably going to do decent damage even to Grasslisk at this point. But Sleep Powder works on grass types in this gen? I guess that was changed in Gen 6, but you can see that every Pokemon has a unique sprite for being asleep too, where their eyes are closed, which... way more attention to detail than is necessary. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know powder moves actually affected grass types in this generation. I thought that was introduced in Generation 4. I guess it was introduced in Generation 6. Let me tell you, if you are going to catch a Petalil or a Cottonee for a trade, depending on the game you're playing, obviously, nickname them something that you think is funny. You want to know what I think is funny? This. Yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious. I am a comedy genius. Okay, I don't need to see any more Petalils. Thank you, game. Since I forgot to actually give any of the Chesto Berries to Pokemon before Lenora, I can actually just use them on Grasslisk and George. We still have 2 left because Charon gave us 3 and a Pokemon Ranger gave us 1. Or maybe a Breeder gave us 1. I don't remember. A Pursuer? A kid like you beat some of us? That can't be helped, but I'll take you on now or whatever he said. Okay. Sure you will, buddy. My notes say the last Plasma Grunt is as easy as the rest, so I'm going to guess this isn't going to be too challenging. Okay. Well, definitely not going to be too challenging considering he's leading with a Trat. I'm just going to start spamming Workup. Although this Patrat is level 14, but that might be high enough for it to learn Hypnosis. I don't actually know what level Patrat learns that. I just want to stack up... Two is probably enough. I just want to get some Workups up so I can start using Water Gun. And it's using Pied. We better knock this out into 1 or 2 hits. 1 hit. That is the power of status effect. Or stats. That's the power of stats. Another one. This one's level 14 too, and will also go down in 1 hit probably. Easy. Have something other than a Patrat. Sandile! Well, that's a little depressing because that's actually a good Pokemon. It's just weak to water. That's Intimidate. That would be awesome if Water Gun was a physical move, but it's not. You're weak to water and I'm +2 special attack. Sorry, buddy. Plasma! If this keeps up, we won't save the Pokemon! I don't think you're saving anything, buddy. Fine, take your stupid skull. Thanks. So the dream our king had, the dream we had, won't come true. How are you holding up, fellow subject of our king? Gorm of the Seven Sages, I'm mortified that this skull, which we went to so much trouble to obtain, was stolen from us so easily.
It's not important. We can afford to abandon the Dragon Skull. According to the results of our research, that is not the legendary Pokémon for which Team Plasma is looking. It is completely unrelated. But we will not allow anyone to disrupt our plans and get away with it. We will fix it so you never interfere with us again.
Oh, sweet. The bug Pokemon were getting all worked up, so here I come, and what do I spy with my little eye? This important-looking guy. Are you here to help your friends whom I defeated? White, Berg. The others didn't have anything. And who are you supposed to be? Is this guy the big boss?
I'm one of the 7 sages of Team Plasma. Getsis, another of the 7 sages, will liberate Pokémon with words alone. The remainder of the 7 sages have ordered their compatriots to take Pokémon with full force. But the odds are a little against us now. To you, the bug Pokémon user Berg, and the normal Pokémon user Lenora, I say, know your enemies, know yourself, and you need not fear the result of 100 battles. This time we shall retreat quietly. To secure the liberation of Pokémon, we will steal Pokémon from trainers. Even though you are gym leaders, we will not tolerate any further obstruction from you. In any case, we will settle this someday. I hope that you are looking forward to that time as much as I.
They're a speedy bunch. What are you planning to do, Berg? Are you going to chase them? We got back the stolen skull, and if we corner them, there's no telling what they might do. I think I'll be heading back, Lenora. Well now. Well, I'll be waiting for your challenge at the Castelia City's Pokemon Gym. Yes, indeed, I'm certainly looking forward to it. White, you're holding the dragon skull you worked so hard to get back, right? White, thank you so much. With a kind trainer like you taking care of them, the Pokemon with you must be happy. Here's a token of my gratitude. Please use it carefully. Moonstone. Do use that carefully. You can use this to evolve Munna if you caught one in the Dream Yard, but again, if you want its ideal moveset, you're going to want to save this until it's level 37. This is a Moonstone. Some Pokemon evolve when you use this item on them, although the only Pokemon in the Unova Dex that does that is Munna, so... I mean, that's the only Pokemon that exists. I mean, there are no Pokemon from other regions. Now, I must take the Dragon Skull back to the museum. See you. Take care of yourself. Alright. Awesome. And we don't even have to backtrack to Cactopedalo because we caught one on the way here, so... You got a Miracle Seed here. This is why I told you to lie to that girl who was giving us a item that increases the power of certain types of moves earlier, and say that you chose Oshawott if you chose Snivy. Because the Miracle Seed increases the power of Grass-type moves, similar to how the Mystic Water does the same for Water-type moves. And now I have to head back to Nakreen City after talking to this old man.
I can feel it. The presence of fierce Pokémon.
Yeah, you want to let... Well, he doesn't want to let me feel it, I guess. I'm really feeling it! I can't stand the fact that that's like the most well-known Shulk quote now. Oh, and we have to fight a bunch of trainers on the way out. Because we didn't take the linear path just to go see Berg say, oh no, you have to go the long way, sorry. I just want to say, Lick is supposed to have like a 20% chance of paralyzing. I've used it 7 times since entering the forest, and not a single time has it paralyzed a Pokemon, so... You're on thin ice, George. Oh, Lillipup has an item. Escape Rope. I actually wonder if you can use that in Pinwheel Forest. I don't think you can, but it might be worth checking. At level 19, I think, George is learning Bite. I didn't know George learned this move, but... I mean, it's better than Lick, considering Lick hasn't done its secondary effect that I use it for a single time. Taking the escape rope from Lillipup. Let's test to see if that actually works here, because if it does, I can avoid a trainer. Until I have to fight them again to get through Pinwheel Forest to get to the next area. Nope. That's unfortunate. So I have to fight this kid too. He's probably just gonna have a Blitzel. That's a school kid Pokemon that I've seen. Oh, Muna. This might be the first trainer we've seen who actually uses a Muna. And it has Forewarn, which lets Pokemon know if the opponent has a super effective move, and if not, what their most powerful move is. Finally have the Petalil to trade with this girl. I would like to trade my Petalil for your Cottonee. Can only trade with Pokemon that are currently in your party, unfortunately. That wasn't changed until later on. Sending to die. Sending your Pokemon to die. Yes, yes. That is indeed what is happening. Die sent over Fluffy. I've never met a person named Die. They absolutely named her that just so it would say that it's sending your Pokemon to die. Yay, please take good care of my Cottonee. I will take good care of your Petalil. So, this Cottonee, or Fluffy as it's named, will always be the same level as the Petalil you traded. Will always be holding a Cherry Berry, which cures paralysis. Will gain increased experience points because it has an ID number that is not the same as your own. That is how that works, so you will be gaining boosted experience points if you choose to use it on your team. Will always have a nature that is positive for a Pokemon like Cottonee. In this case, it increases special attack and decreases attack. I believe Petalil will always have the same nature in Pokemon Black as well, because Petalil is a special sweeper. And the real kicker, this Pokemon will always have a good nature, plus 20 IVs across the board, except for the 31 in special attack. If you know what that means, you know that's awesome. And if you don't, now you know that's awesome. I noticed that Lillipup also got a new item. Antidote. Awesome. There's so many clear reasons to keep Lillipup around. With all that done, we defeated Team Plasma, got the Dragon Skull back, and got a Cottonee with some really good IVs and a great nature. Next time on Pokemon White version, we are finally going to be leaving the Nacrene City area and heading to an area that's going to take us like 6 or 7 episodes to explore. Yeah, I'm terrified of this, but you know what? I'm also excited. It's one of my favorite areas in the game, and I'm excited to go there. See you guys then.